Well, good afternoon everybody and welcome to the channel. Hey, real quick little weather check over here. It is a blue sky day. You guys can see up there the palm trees are smiling. 72 degrees here in southern Texas, and it's a gorgeous day. Anyway, I didn't get on here to talk about the weather. I'm on here to talk about a question I get once in a while, and that is, why did I buy a Toyota Tacoma? Why do I continue to buy Toyota Tacomas? You know, a lot of people get on and say, oh, you're only buying them for the channel. You know, you're just trying to make money off of the Toyota Tacoma. Well, I can't argue with that because I almost got run over there. I can't argue with that because certainly that is part of my goal here. I mean, obviously I'm a professional YouTuber and I am trying to make a living doing this. So I do pick up the Tacoma for the channel, but that's not the only reason. So we'll go ahead and we'll call that reason number one. But let's move on to the rest. Okay, as I already mentioned there, that was reason number one. There are 7 reasons why I really continue to buy the Toyota Tacoma. As I mentioned, it is partially for the channel, I'll be honest with you. It is what I do for a living, as I said, but I gotta say that, you know, I wouldn't get the Tacoma or any vehicle just for the channel, you know? I mean, I have to like the vehicle. I have to enjoy it. I have to enjoy driving it. You know, it has to be worth it to me. You know, I wouldn't go out and buy, let's say, a Ford Pinto, you know, just for channel purposes, because I don't particularly like the Ford Pinto. So anyway, reason number one, for the channel. Reason number two, dependability and reliability, right? No matter what the truck is, no matter what the vehicle is for the channel, I have to have something that's dependable and reliable. You know, I don't ever want to go out to the garage, turn the ignition, and nothing happens. Or hit the radio and it doesn't come on. Or try to connect my phone and it doesn't work. You know, the vehicle, and in this case, the Tacoma, has to be reliable. I don't want to spend my time sitting in the shop, you know, waiting for them to fix things that go wrong. Recalls, I mentioned a couple more coming the other day. That's a little bit different story. Those are things that you're going to have on any vehicle, and I think it's good practice for the manufacturer to take care of the things that they need to take care of so that you don't have dependability and reliability problems. Next up is trade-in value. This is something I always consider when I pick up a vehicle, right? I like to get vehicles that hold their value well. I mean, any vehicle you get is going to be a losing proposition as soon as you drive it off the lot, right? I mean, you're going to lose 1, 2, 3, maybe more, thousands of dollars. That's just the way it works. But the Toyota Tacoma holds its value very well. I'm guessing, and I haven't researched this, that the Tacoma is probably number one. I've traded off 4 or 5 of them over the years, and I've always done really well with the Tacoma. And you know, I like to trade vehicles pretty frequently, admittedly more frequently than most. I've owned right about 60 vehicles or so my entire life. So I do it frequently, and it's important that I lose as little as possible in doing that, right? And now, for what I've chosen to do for a living, it's even more important because I am going to have to move vehicles out. I'm going to stay within the model, if you will, but I am going to have to move vehicles in and out in order to stay relevant on the channel. Although, as I've said, I am planning on keeping this next Tacoma for the long haul, even if that means buying an additional one later if there are enough changes for a redesign or something, but this one's going to be around. Next up, number 4. And this might be in the eye of the beholder, right? This is probably a little bit of personal preference, but I'm going to throw it in there anyway because I'm trying to give you guys the real reasons why I stick with the Toyota Tacoma. And that's because I love the looks of the Tacoma. You know, the Tacoma is, and I've said this countless times on the channel, the best looking truck out there. Full size or mid-size. It's the best overall looking truck out there, and that's one of the things that always catches my eye on any vehicle that I go to buy, right? And I'll stretch this a little further. I'll say that it's not only the best looking vehicle out there as far as the exterior goes, it's also the best looking truck out there on the interior. Some people say it's a little bit dated. Some people say it needs to be, I don't know, tweaked a little bit, right? A few more touches need to be added, things like that. But for me, again, this is personal preference, I think it's the best looking inside and out of any truck, midsize or not, that you can buy. Okay, moving on to number 5. The Tacoma is easy to customize. Now, modding it yourself, especially if you're new, I know that can be a nervous, daunting experience, right? Last thing you want to do is take your brand new, gorgeous looking truck and screw it up with some sort of a failed mod, right? Every mod that I've done on my Toyota Tacoma has been simple, right? Not difficult to do. As long as you pay attention to what you're doing, take your time, and maybe check out a video or two. By the way, there are several on this channel if you're looking for mods or mod ideas. But it's simple to customize. It's simple to make it the way that you want. Plenty of parts and things out there, and I like that, right? Worst thing for me, again, given what I do especially, would be to have a vehicle that I can't do anything with. I mean, what am I going to do, right? Just sit and stare at it all the time? Not for me, not my kind of thing. I like to get my hands dirty with it. I like to get into it a little bit. You know, we're not talking about some big mechanical thing, but yeah, who knows? But I like to customize it and make it my own, and you can certainly do that with a Tacoma. Next up is number 6. And for me, the Tacoma is fun to drive. I enjoy driving the truck, right? Now, I know a lot of people say that it's not overloaded with power, right? It doesn't jump off the line like an electric car or a Ferrari or something, but it's still fun to drive. It's fun to zip around with, right? And it fits everywhere. You know, I'm always conscious when I'm driving the Tundra back there that it's not going to fit where I'm going. You know, where am I going to park it? Am I going to have to go down a road somewhere that's really tight? If I'm going downtown, for example. You know, am I going to have to worry about people parking right next to me and they're going to be too close because I take up so much room? I don't have to worry about that with the Tacoma. It's just, it makes it more enjoyable to drive, I guess. It's fun. It's fast enough that you can get on it a little bit when you want to. It could use a little bit more power, I'll admit that. And hopefully, when they do a redesign down the road about 3 or 4 years from now, they'll address that a little bit. Lastly, number 7 is quality, right? Again, I don't want a truck that's going to have issues, you know, like fender flares falling off. You know, I had a Ram Rebel, and the fender flares, they were held on by some screws and double-sided tape around the edges. And they started to pull away, and it drove me nuts because, of course, it was on the driver's side. So every time I went out to get in the truck, I could look down the truck and I could see that gap where they were pulling away, right? I had a cap over the rear tailgate. It was cracked. As a matter of fact, I think a piece might have actually broken off of it. You know, just little quality things like that. In the interior, rattles and things that creak and move around. I don't want any of that. And I have never had that in a Toyota Tacoma. In all of the years that I've had, and I think I've probably had, I don't know, 4 or 5, 3 or 4, something like that, years worth, as far as model years go. I've never had any of those kind of issues, right? Everything has always been quality. It may not be the shiniest, most up-to-date, admittedly, but it's always been a quality part. Always been a quality interior, always been quality parts on the exterior. I've never had any issues. One other example I'll give you on the Ram Rebel again, and it's funny because most recently the Ram 1500 was voted a best truck for 2019. But anyway, on the Ram Rebel I had, it had the fake vents on the hood scoop kind of thing on the hood. And in the heat, they started to warp. They started to change dimensions. They didn't fit like they did when I got it brand new. Just another thing I don't want to have to worry about. You know what I mean? No annoying issues or anything like that with the Tacoma. So for me, the Tacoma is the best all-around mid-size truck. It looks great, it's fun to drive, and it won't let you down when it comes to quality and reliability. Those are the 7 reasons why I buy and will continue to buy the Toyota Tacoma. Now, where's my 2020 at, Toyota? I mean, come on, I've had a 2020 on order for 5 months, almost. Anyway, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Are you happy with your Tacoma? Does the quality and reliability of it suit your needs? I'd be curious to know. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time on the web. Have a great day. Bye.